quote, the biggest fear of the older adult. Okay, I got that. The biggest fear of the older adult is surprisingly not death, but it's actually running out of money. That's the big fear that's out there. And see, financial security is a gateway issue to public safety. It depends on how we live, where we live, and so forth. So it is, financial security is critical, and we've got to understand what's going on. And so we have a lot of resources. This is just an example of kind of a placemat. We had these laminated a while back, and the reason I put it out here is it's just the example of all the partnerships and relationships and materials we produce to help inform people, educate, help older adults find resources and so forth. Of course, the best place to find that is coming through our intake coordinators and talking about your individual needs and so forth. But we have multiplicity of resources. If we don't have it here at the senior source, we know where to direct you and so forth. And so I mentioned utility bills a while ago. Our utility partners here, TXU, Ambit, Atmos, Garland Power and Light, this has become a big deal here at the senior source. We have become a significant resource. They are giving us significant funding to help people that need utility assistance. And in 2021, we started using volunteers even to assist our team with returning calls because we were getting such a heavy caseload. And so during that time, we learn about a client's financial situation. Do they have other needs? So it's served as a good opening door portal into the senior source where we can leverage them into other programs and show them things they didn't know we had. So again, this is one of the best programs we've got going now. And when I think about utilities, one warning I'll just throw out there, again, I get involved in scams and frauds. And one of the concerns we're starting to have is the sale of solar systems to the older adult population. And it's a significant problem because any type of installation of solar systems, it takes a long time to really realize the benefits and overcome that upfront cost. And one of the early cases I was involved with was a pair of 90-year-olds. One of them was a longtime principal in Dallas Independent School District. They lived over in a nice house by Love Field in a good community. And they had put a solar system on their house. And when you ran the numbers, it would take them 25 years to realize the true benefit of that after paying the cost of it. And what these solar companies do is they flip these loans to banks, and they'll give you a year's free interest. And if you don't pay, then it reverts to 16% all the way back to day one. And so I went toe to toe with the solar company and threatened Dave Lieber. Dallas Morning News was going to do a write-up on them if they didn't fix that. And we were able to get them to remove the solar panels and give all the money back to this 90-plus couple. And so there's some really great wins out there. And so, but again, just beware of solar. It is not for everyone, and it's really for younger people that can fade that long-term cost. And during the COVID crisis, it changed a lot of things. We learned how to deliver groceries through Instacart. It exposed the number of people that were isolated and unable to access basic needs like food. We have a relationship now with any STEP community that actually offices here in our office. And so we have a lot of situations where we do drive-through pickup events during the holidays. Y'all may have experienced that with turkeys and things like that. So we're getting more and more active. We're not a food bank, but we certainly have some good programs and so forth. All of us had to learn new tricks because we shut down the senior source, as for nearly a year there. We had to operate from home. But we learned new tricks and new ways to deliver services to people that needed it. And of course, one of our most popular is providing air conditioning in the summer. We usually have 2 events each year, several hundred 225 watt air conditioners units to older adults, and a great opportunity to share with the senior population that's really in need. So let's move on to money management services. We'll have several slides here. As people age and they're trying to age in place by themselves, and things begin to slip, and usually it's noticed when all of a sudden utilities get cut off, they're not getting their bills paid. And so our money management bill payer program comes alongside providing support, promoting their ability to stay independent rather than have to get into guardianship. And so we have vetted volunteers that actually come into the home or the apartment, help them organize their bills, sort mail, timely bill payment, and so forth. So they write the checks, but the person is still in charge of their banking. They have to sign every check and so forth. And so it allows them to remain independent. And those monthly visits, and I did this for several years when I retired. Before I came on here at the Elder Financial Safety Center, I was a volunteer. And usually you went into your clients twice a month, and the business aspect of it takes about 10 minutes, but you'd spend an hour or two with the individual, find out what their needs are. So it allows us to get into the home, put our eyes on the senior, see what needs they have, and so forth. The junk mail is just incredible these days. You've probably experienced that. I had one client that would stay up all night long going through every single bit of mail that she had. She had been a prolific giver over the years to every little thing that, $10 here, $25 there. But once you get caught up into that, they get you on mailing lists, and you're just besieged with tremendous amounts of mail. And so she would stay up all night, and when you'd go in and meet her, she'd have written on these envelopes, "This is important." And basically it's just people looking for money. And so we had to put her on a strict budget and gave her $50 a month to donate, and that was it. And basically took her out of the junk mail business. And so again, that's very important. But it's a very successful program, and as I mentioned, great place to volunteer, vetted volunteers trained to go in and do this type of service. Now, once they get to the point where they're really not cognizant or able to sign their own checks, you kind of ratchet up and become a representative payee. And some of you are familiar with this.
Excuse me, Steve. If y'all can mute your phones, please make sure it's *6. Thank you.
I thought I was. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. *6 or mute. Thank you.
Thank you. And so representative payee, some of you are familiar with this, and we become the representative payee for the Social Security or a fiduciary for the VA. And actually the money is redirected into our account, which we manage for that individual and pay their bills and so forth. So again, it keeps them independent, and they're able to continue on, but somebody has taken even a closer look as to what their activity is. And so that's become very important. And then of course, the next step beyond that is when they truly need guardianship. And we help make that transition when they don't have the ability to live independently anymore. And so again, we help them prepare for the future. Financial security is tantamount to what we do. Help them manage their debt load, and there's the important thing: work to protect them from fraud, scams, and exploitation. So let me just take a few minutes talking about some of the dangers that are out there. And Melissa told me I had 2.5 hours today. No, I'm just kidding. We'll do this in about 40 minutes and hold your questions till the end. I'll be happy to answer anything you have. But what I'm talking about here is the silver tsunami, the baby boomers. You're probably familiar with this. Sometimes it's called the pig in the python, because it's this bulge. This happened after World War II, that between 1946 and 1964, this baby boom happened, and now 10,000 baby boomers per day are turning 65. And so it's having an impact on everything, Social Security and so forth. And some of you may have questions about that. But once a person reaches 65, the average life expectancy is to age 85. And so that's the average. So that's 20 more years. So 1 out of 10 will actually live to age 95. So again, that risk of longer life, it is a financial risk. And there's an average savings and investment over the whole population And there's the average Social Security check after we got our nice 5.9% raise is now $1,657. But of course, we now have got 7% plus inflation, and you probably noticed your Part B, if you're still having to pay that, your Part B actually increased dramatically also. But the baby boomers have affected everything from diapers, schools, housing, college. They've been consumers extraordinary. I say we have, and a lot of us on this call and myself are baby boomers. But the youngest baby boomer is now 57 years old. So you can see the impact as they age and hit this age 65. The oldest baby boomer is now 76. And so there's a lot of things going on that are going to affect things. And that frequent question is Social Security going to survive? So here's the question. Gary Larson, I don't know if y'all know The Far Side, is one of my favorite cartoonists. I wish he was still doing it today. But this is my favorite one, is bummer of a birthmark, Hal, and there's the target on his chest. Why are seniors so vulnerable to financial fraud and exploitation? And the answer is 70% of all assets in this country are now owned by baby boomers or the older generation than baby boomers. And so it's that famous Willie Sutton response to the question of why do you rob banks? And he says, because that's where the money is. And so seniors, just at the point when they're losing the ability to really discriminate and understand what's going on, they're the ones that are being exploited and in danger. And so the financial exploitation cost, the annual loss by victims, is nearly $37 billion. And that's nowhere near the actual losses, because financial exploitation is probably the most underreported crime today. Got somebody moving around out there.
Ladies, if you can mute your phone or *6.
My phone messed up, so I'm having.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. All right. So 1 in 10 older adults will be a victim of financial exploitation. So my whole point was 37 billion, but it's the most underreported crime today. And we'll talk about the embarrassment and shame, sometimes even fear of why it's so underreported. And older adults, why are they so attractive for financial predators? Yeah, they have the money, but they're perceived to be vulnerable, experience diminished cognition. We're going to talk about that. They're predictable patterns. They're in a rut. They often feel financially insecure, so they're reaching out for things that sound like a really good deal and it's really a con. And they're becoming unsophisticated about some financial matters. You know, it's tough to admit that we're slowing down as we age. We're struggling to keep up with the technological advances. That alone puts us behind the learning curve. I remember my wife and I laughing at my mother-in-law, who we had always have to go over there and take the flashing 12 off of her VCR. You remember those days where nobody could turn that off? And now my kids come to our house and have to show us technology because we're kind of losing track of how to do things. But seniors are easy targets for scammers, because you get online and you're opening dangerous portals into the home, into our lives through Facebook and other social media. We have a saying around here: if you thought taking mom's car keys was hard to do, wait till you try to take away her computer. So you have this socialization available to them, but it opens doors and inviting people into their living room, if you will, that they would not physically ever invite in. So the isolation is a big problem with seniors that are choosing to live alone. Families are now a little bit more distant than when we grew up. Sometimes they're clear across the country, or they're just not involved at all. You know, it breaks my heart when I, probe with certain individuals during financial counseling and coaching. So where's this daughter? Oh, we haven't talked to each other in 25 years. And so it's, and some of you probably experienced that also, but it just makes you isolated and makes you more vulnerable, and it actually takes years off of your life. So again, these are big problems. And normally when I do a scam and frauds presentation, I go into a lot more detail, but I just wanted to cover a little bit of that here. Aging in finances is big. 1 in 10 at age 65 will begin to experience cognitive difficulties. And this is more than just forgetting people's names and so forth. It's just natural. But 1 in 3 at age 85. So you can see as we live longer, we're actually subject to more of these problems cognitively. And I think that's been the biggest surprise to me in my 8 years of doing this is, of course, I'm dealing only with seniors now, but just the extensive level of mental incapacitation in various degrees and not being recognized early enough and being able to put protections of assets in place. So what's going on is your frontal lobe is where you make your decisions. This is where, especially your financial decisions, and that begins to deteriorate. And it's not necessarily dementia or Alzheimer's, it's just old age. And what happens is your frontal lobe doesn't even fully develop until you're about 22 or 23 years old, which explains why teenagers do such dumb things sometimes. But then you have this bell curve of making, fairly good decisions all your life, but as you age, that begins to deteriorate. And so again, that's what we're talking about is vulnerability and why it's important to watch each other and, keep abreast of what's going on. One of the things that you can do, this is fairly new on your financial accounts at your bank, at your credit union or whatever, they now have the ability for you to put somebody on, not on your account, but just to be in their files, to be notified if you start doing strange things. The financial exploitation is huge right now. Most of it is from overseas. You've probably heard about romance scams and lottery scams. We'll talk about some of those. But the banks have not really done enough to protect you. I'll just tell you about one LA Times article just the other day where a lady just started wiring money overseas. She was in her 80s and very out of character, never wired any money in her life. And $600,000 later, the bank finally shut it down. But what was wrong? Why wasn't something in place, an algorithm or something that when you start acting out of favor? And I've had, I had a case over at Fair Park, not 2 years ago, where it was $20,000, and this person was on Social Security. That savings account had been untouched, and all of a sudden, she was wiring money overseas. And so we've got to put things in place, and this is one of them. Ways that you can do that is if you will fill out a form and authorize them, if you start doing things that are out of character, that person will be alerted. Now, they don't have any authority in your account. They may not have, the bank's not going to tell them any details. They're just saying, Mrs. Smith is acting out of character. She's never done this in her life, and all of a sudden this is happening. And so we're trying to put things in place that will stop some of this exploitation, because these con men and women are very, very good. They do the full-time 24/7. You don't have a chance against them. They are slick. I had a lady tell me, but he was such a nice guy. And I said, well, they're all nice guys, or you wouldn't talk to them. And so you have this isolation, lonely people taking phone calls that they shouldn't be taking and so forth. And so this is one way to stop that. And so several legislatures ago, the Texas Elder Financial Protection Act was passed, and that was a big step forward. Now the banks and the brokerage firms, the investment firms have the ability to freeze account for 10 business days if they suspect that some fraud or scam is taking place. And that's not popular with the senior that's walked in thinking that her grandson is in jail down in Puerto Rico and needs the bail, but that's one of the famous schemes that are out there. But they will slow that person down and hopefully, find out what's going on. So I spent a lot of time there, but everyone is vulnerable to this. And we'll talk about this next one. Do the government agencies ever really call you? If you're answering phone calls, that's a big mistake. You should be, all of your phone calls should be going to voicemail unless you recognize you know, the number as being your daughter or son or your pastor. But IRS, Social Security, none of these people call, okay? None whatsoever. So anyway, take right care of that. So who really believes a debt can be settled with an iTunes card as payment? And you all may laugh at that, and maybe some of you have done that, but iTunes is the con man's way of getting your money. And because all they need is that card number that you've purchased for them, and your money is gone, never to be seen again. There is no recovery because most of it is going overseas. Other frauds, I mentioned the grandparent imposter scams. There's voice mimic technology that's why, you know, they look at Facebook, they get the name of your kid and or your grandchildren, and all of a sudden your grandchild's needing your help, and you're rushing to the bank to send their bail money overseas or whatever. And this has slowed down a little bit because a lot of the banks and the Walmarts of the world and Kroger's anybody that's over 65, especially women, and they're trying to wire money overseas, they stop them and they say, do you really think that's what's going on? Because the con man will say, don't tell mom and dad. And that's exactly what they want to keep you isolated and so forth. So we've been able to stop a lot of those. The lottery, you know, great, scratch off, you win, that's fine, but you never, ever have to pay when you win. And so these lottery scams, as you've won $700,000, you've won $2 million, and it just solves all your problems. Oh, well, you got to pay taxes. So you got to wire us $4,000 to get the money, and that goes on and on for weeks and months, and so forth. And you may have encountered the tech support scam where they take over your computer and so forth. Family emergency scam. This is they get hold of your email accounts, and you think that email is from somebody. Hey, I'm up in Denver and I forgot my daughter's birthday. Can you buy me a card for $200? I want to give her a gift. Okay. And so Medicare scams are big. Your Medicare number is worth $30,000 to a con artist scammer. So you got to protect this kind of stuff. And, you know, it's amazing. All of us remember when our Medicare number was our Social Security number, which was amazingly ignorant, wasn't it? And so I'm glad they've changed that. And so this is what I was talking about earlier. Why don't older adults report this exploitation? Because it's the most underreported crime that's out there. And it is shame and embarrassment that they've been taken advantage of. You know, the hardest part is convincing them that they've actually been conned. But it may be, you know, I mentioned that unfortunately, 61% of our cases are families that are taking advantage, or caregivers, somebody they know that is taking advantage of them. And I'll just give you a very small example. A caregiver will take the senior's debit card to go to Walmart or the grocery store to buy her groceries. And that senior is just happy that that person filled out her grocery list and brought it all back. Well, of course, that person asked for $100 at the cash register on the debit card, and the senior never knows about it. So it can be as small as that, but it is theft that goes on. And there's fear of retaliation. They have dependents. You know, who's going to take care of me? And so, you know, we do have adult protective services. They're there to protect the seniors. And so they're not our enemy. They're actually there for a purpose. They want to make sure that seniors are being protected. And then just the lack of awareness that they're being exploited. You know, you know, I talked about those two 98-year-old brothers in Highland Park. They were just, their biggest concern is what's for lunch. And they were oblivious to everything that was going on around them. So they need protection. And so, you know, I get to this slide, Texas unclaimed property. It is amazing how it says $3 billion in unclaimed property to its rightful owners. And what this is a result of a process called escheatment. It's not spelled that way, but it sounds that way. But if a financial institution or any company cannot find you to return a deposit, or they have to turn it over to the state. Now, the state doesn't want your money. They want you to have it. And so they'll publish in the Dallas Morning News every year here's money we have, come and get it. And so we actually put all of our clients through that. And we have amazingly a 20% hit rate. And it may not be much. We may find a $50 deposit from 10 years ago from Texas Power and Light. Remember them? And but it's been turned over to the state. It's just waiting for you to claim it. And so you just go to the website, make sure it's the state website, and it's very easy. In fact, my daughter-in-law called me last year and said my wife had $26 that was left over from somewhere. I don't remember where, but within a week I had that $26 in my hands. So it's out there, and seniors are notorious for leaving money around that they forgot about, and old accounts and so forth. So what we teach a lot of times is, as you age, you need to simplify your life. How many bank accounts do you really need? How many credit cards do you need? Let's simplify things. And so with that, we're here to help. There's my contact information. And Melissa, basically, I will open it up to questions if we've got a few minutes to do that, and be happy to talk about anything anybody wants to talk about.
Sure. Does anybody have any questions? Go ahead and unmute yourself. And if you have any questions. Oh, it's the first time everybody's quiet.
They said, well, this wasn't the program we wanted to hear about today.
No, I think it was very vital information. It's happening every day.
I have a question and a comment.
Sure, go ahead.
I was going to, go ahead.
Some years ago, a man came to my door and he offered me a cheaper rate on my alarm system. And my sister opened the door and let him in. So naturally, I talked with him a bit, and he convinced me to change my alarm. Well, you have 3 days to contact the one that you're already with, which I didn't know at that time. And he said that he would do it, and he didn't. So about 2 weeks later, this same man came again, saying that he was with a different alarm company and offered me a better rate, and I fell for it. Now this other and then come to find out this man worked for both of these companies. And I told them when they started trying to get money from me, I said, well, if he works for you all, then I don't owe you anything. I said, you just with another company. So anyway, it went on and on and on. And just here recently, they sent me a bill for $1,000 some, and I called them and told them, I do not have your system in my home and I am not paying you. So what can I do?
Well, basically, you don't let them in the door to begin with. But anytime somebody is door-to-door soliciting, that's why you need friends and socialization, because nobody needs to sign up for something immediately. If it's such a good deal, then it should bear the brunt of transparency. So say, well, I'll think about that, and I'll visit with my friends and see if it's a good deal. And so slow down, never sign anything right at the get-go. And because these guys are slick, and I say guys, but it's easy to be fooled. And so getting back to your specific problem, what I would recommend is, typically what I find in situations like that, you're in your own house, it's fully paid for, you're on Social Security, they can't do anything. I mean, they can't, they're just going to harass you trying to get your $1,000, but basically just ignore them. Because they can't, they're not going to go and get they're not going to get a judgment against you for that little amount of money, and it's not worth their time. But just ignore them, and that's my recommendation.
Thank you.
I have a question, Steve.
Okay.
I'm asking this question because my brother, he's 65, and right now we're in the process trying to find him a place to live because his wife died back in October and he don't have any place to go. So he's staying with my other brother. However, he sits on the porch. He's 65, but he sits on the porch. And anybody that comes walking by, he'll try to get them to go and buy him alcohol. He'll give them his debit card and he'll tell them to get money off of it to pay them for, for going. And I don't know what to actually do about that. I don't know if I need to report it to Adult Protective Services or I don't know. I take his card. I don't know. I can't take it.
Well, see, that's what the struggles with families is when people start getting vulnerable and doing things that are adverse behavior to themselves. It's affecting them. Then the family has to get together. And like I said, you take away dad's car keys, you take away his debit card, and it's tough. And but you've got to correct that situation because anybody that comes by is just going to be picking him clean. So,
okay. The other thing to that is, as far as guardian, how do I go about? Can I be a guardian over his like money, or can you all be a guardian?
Well, there's several steps. Okay, before you get to guardianship, because guardianship is a very drastic solution because that judge is actually stripping that person's rights away totally. They cannot choose where they're going to live. They can't choose. They can't even vote anymore. Okay, they have lost the ability to do all these things. So the guardian is making all those decisions for them. So you want to have what's called less restrictive things before guardianship, because guardianship is an expensive process and it's very fraught with problems. And unless that person is really cognitively unable to make their own decisions, you're not going to get guardianship. And so the first step is getting power of attorney.
Okay.
And
I have that.
Yeah. And then if they're still misbehaving where you're controlling their finances, then you just kind of take that control away from it. You move their money to an account where they're not there. And that's where I would really advise making sure that your siblings and everybody understands what's going on. Usually when you're taking care of mom, I hate the situations where one sibling has been empowered and the rest of them don't know what's going on. They're asking questions and he'll say, well, it's on a need to know basis. I'll tell you when you need to know. And then you're wondering why he's got a new Lexus on his driveway and he doesn't have the money to do that. And so he's stealing mom's money. But transparency among siblings is very important. That allows you that when you really need to take mom's hands off the money, you have the family support to get that done. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Well, let me ask you this, Steve. Who do I call to make an appointment? I need to talk to somebody about the financial part.
Oh, well, just call into us and we'll be happy to sit down with you. We have intake coordinators, let them know what you're wanting to have, and then they'll meet with one of our financial counselors or coaches.
Okay.
And talk about things.
Okay, thank you.
We are available to you guys, especially to you guys, because y'all are precious to us at Senior Source and we get to see you and you know where we are. So there you go.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions?
I don't have a question. Well, I guess I do have a question, but more of a comment. First of all, thank you, Steve, for presenting us with this vital information. And second of all, do you present it to church organizations?
Very definitely. We are invited into churches all the time. We have a strong relationship with Concord Church down there, which a lot of you are familiar with. The pastor is very supportive. We actually had one of our air conditioning distribution events down there. And yeah, wherever we're invited, we really want an audience of, 20 or so to make sure that we're reaching out to a number of people. Like, here we have 53 people online. That's excellent. We can do online presentations or we can do in-person presentations. Okay. And so I would need to call the office to make an appointment? Right. Just let them know that you're interested and what the topic is. We'll do one fully on scams, frauds, and financial exploitation. We'll do one on financial planning. We'll do one on end-of-life planning. And I didn't mention Money Smart for older adults. We have a very structured Money Smart for older adults. It's a 4-week course, 1 day a week for 2 hours. So it's 8 hours of education spread over 4 weeks. And we're getting ready to ramp that up for 2022. We'll have it here in Hillcrest, which y'all are familiar with that room and so forth. And it's usually about 30 to 35 people signing up for that course. There's a minimal cost. I think we charge $10 for it just to cover the cost of materials for the notebook and so forth. But again, we advertise that pretty regularly. So if you see Money Smart for Older Adults, MSOA, that is an opportunity to come in for some education.
Yeah,
Do
Steve,
do you make 2 presentations at the same time?
You mean like the ones that I just outlined? No, usually they're just like today. They're about 45 minutes, leaving 15 minutes for a Q&A. And it's hard to do both of them at the same time, you know, because they're really 3 different subjects, if you will. And so, all right.
Okay. Could I receive an outline of what you all actually present on paper so I can, you know, kind of remember?
Yeah,
Steve,
yeah, Melissa.
you-
Yeah, I will get it for you, Melissa, and you can distribute it out to your group.
Definitely. And if we get that flyer,
Is there a phone number?
yeah, and the flyer, so I can put that in our newsletter.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Well, what a joy and
there a
privilege
phone
it was
number?
speaking to you guys. And I know they have a full agenda, so they want to have the next hour all of themselves. So I'll let y'all go, and
Thank
you know
you, Steve.
you know where to find us, and I'll send you that information. Have a good day.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, let's go ahead and go on with our agenda. Let me share my screen. So next part is our anniversaries. So we have 7 years, sorry about that. 7-year anniversaries is Patricia Blewett, she's 7 years. Shirley Jones, Miss Ava Smith, and Lucy Watson are for 7 years. Miss Dorothy Jones is 9 years, and for 15 years, Miss Mary Ann Johnson. So let's give them a round of applause so that we give them shout outs for their anniversaries. Okay, so you know it's Zoom time. You know we do our breakout sessions. So let me get those breakout rooms ready. So we're gonna do, let's do, since we have so many people this time, we'll do 5 people per room. So the first question is, what would you do if you won the lottery? Okay. And then what's your favorite holiday? So what would you do if you won the lottery? And what is your favorite holiday? So I'm gonna break y'all out into rooms. Remember, take yourself off and by star 6, and so that you can talk to your people in your room. Don't let someone just be in the room not talking to anybody. And I will break y'all out just a couple of minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. So see y'all in a little bit.
Okay.
It's good when you need to go to a break room. Hit the break room that I put you in. Hold on, Miss Goodwin, let me move you to a room. Just press join room.
Morning, Willie Williams.
Okay, Miss Williams, I want to put you in a break room, okay?
Okay, I've been having a hard time getting in.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me put you in a break room. Okay, it's gonna take you to a break room. All right, let me. Wow. Okay.
It kicked me out. It kicked me out. Is anybody there? Hello?
Yeah. This was a very good, I
Yes,
enjoyed
ma'am.
it.
Come on.
All right, everybody's coming back in already.
One of them hoopers.
Okay. Do you need to mute, ma'am?
It kept kicking me out, Melissa.
Did it? Huh?
Every time it would, if I tried to get in the room, it just kicked me out. When I tried to get forced to come back in the room, it kicked me out.
Huh, okay.
We can ready to line dance, so I'm a mute y'all
All right.
Uh,
I hope y'all still enjoy doing that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. So we any step, remember we talked about that last in services. We got a little bit more information, and if you're what they are planning to do is that the process is that you will get a survey, you will receive a box that will have recipes and the ingredients in the box for you to cook those healthy recipes. And then you will do that for 3 months. So it's just going to be showing you how to eat healthy and during these 3 months. So if you're interested, I know we asked you to call Any Step, but we found out that Any Step is not always here. So if you are interested, I know you already called Any Step and left a message, but if you are still interested in participating in this program, please call Constance or myself so that we can get the surveys to you so that we can start that process. It will be a little bit delayed, so we probably won't look until like February when we'll get those boxes to you, which is just around the corner. But definitely call Constance or myself so that we can get those boxes to you. So if you're interested, just get those, get your names to us so that we can get that information to you.
Okay.
All right.
If I have talked with someone before, I still need to call again?
Yeah, unfortunately, because
Okay.
she is a teacher and she's not here on campus all the time. So on Senior Source campus here all the time. So she's doesn't know, and she doesn't know which program because there's several programs. Like caregiver support is doing it, so she doesn't know which program you're with. So just give us a call if you're interested in participating in that. I apologize for that, for double calling, but
Okay.
it should be
Would you
easier.
like us to email you as
Yeah,
well?
if you want to email us instead, that's fine. Just email us. That will be okay. Ms. Flores, you have a question?
Yes, what's your all's number?
So my number is 214. I will text these numbers out for you, but it's 214-525-6167.
Isn't that in the newsletter?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
also
they're
in the newsletter.
they're in the newsletter.
They're on
in
the
back.
newsletter.
Yeah, they're at the very back of the newsletter. Yeah, so just look at the back of the newsletter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I need to talk to you or Constance.
Okay.
Either one.
Okay, just call one of us. It's in the back of the newsletter.
Yeah, I called yesterday, left a message.
I think we're playing. Yeah, I think we were playing phone tag. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know some of you were wondering about training and how you get more training hours. So I've been working on getting more training hours. We are collaborating with Senior Planet, which is more of a tech type of training aspect of some of the classes they do. So this is one of the classes that they offer. It's called How to Use Mobile Health Apps. So kind of checking how you are using your smartphone, just using common health apps to make sure you're doing healthy, healthy eating, checking your blood pressure, checking your pulse, some of those healthy apps that they have. They're going to have a class next Thursday, February 3rd, from 11 to 12:30. I already sent this some reminders set up for you to sign up for the class. You do have to register. So I did set those up, so they'll send you some reminders to sign up for the class. These will count for training hours. So I do have a list that I will be mailing out to you that will count for training hours. So anything that, if you go to our website and see any classes that you see that you want to participate in, you can, and I will show you how to get there. So everybody has been to our website before?
No.
Yes.
No. The senior source website.
The Senior Source website.
Yes.
The senior source website. So right here, go to classes where it says classes. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Click on classes. It says classes and training. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So for instance, right here, they have the mobile health app. So that's a class you can take, and you can register for this class.
Okay.
And that counts for training hours because they can give me a roster.
Okay.
Okay, so say if you want to take some other classes, this isn't for January, but say there's February. There's mobile health and the online shopping, which I would send to you. You can take that class, and that would count for training hours. So whatever you see on this calendar, you can take, and it will count towards training hours.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the seniorsource.com.
That on that website, on our website.
.org.
.org.
Okay.
Seniorsource.org.
Okay.
Okay. Melissa Constance, it's Shirley Jones. My screen is still black. It says my video is stopped. And that's all I'm getting right now. And at the top it's saying safe driving mode, leave. Is that
like that?
Yeah, so you might have it on driving mode instead of regular. So
now you're not driving, are you, Miss Jones?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
yeah,
so yeah.
The only thing I would suggest is sign out and sign back in. So it recognizes that you're not driving. I would just leave it like that for right now. We will put all this information in the newsletter so that you have it.
Okay.
All right, so we will put this flyer in there so that this will be a little bit, not put this flyer in this particular newsletter because it'll be after, but I will send these reminders out so that you get a text about it. Okay, one more information about income verification. Aren't y'all ready to be tired of this? Done with this?
Yes.
All right. So you know how we had to sign the training records that we did last time and the timesheet?
Yes.
Okay, so this is it. We're gonna sign the timesheets and the training records, and that will be done. So we're gonna do that next Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday if we have to, but we're trying to do it all Monday and Tuesday. Constance has made her appointments. I have not. So
I haven't made all of mine.
she hasn't made all of her.
Not all of them.
So you have not got a call. I am sorry. That means just give me a call. Give me a call, and I'll go with whatever time you want to meet. So we will make a time and set a time for you to come in either on Monday or Tuesday. We are only doing 5 people at a time. Okay. So we are trying to still stay with the safety guidelines. With everything, the 6 feet apart. We're trying to stay safe. Definitely wear your mask. So we will either give us a call if you have not received a call yet to make an appointment. And if not, we'll give you a call, but definitely give us a call after 1 so that we can make an appointment for you to come in either on Monday or Tuesday.
If
so
you
that
haven't, if you haven't done that already.
You have not done so already.
Okay.
So, okay, I know I haven't called my people yet. I apologize. I've just been a little bit busy.
Well, call me, Melissa.
I will call you.
Now, if you guys have not sent in your income verification form, like your award letter from Social Security or your retirement or whatever, if you want to go ahead and send that in today or tomorrow, that'd be great. If not, then make sure you bring it with you when you come for your appointment on the 30th or the 1st. Melissa, you got the 3rd up there, but it's
we went to the 3rd just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to do it on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, the 30th and the 1st. So.
Okay, Shirley Jones here. I have a problem. I think matter of fact, I did faxed mine over, and I didn't get a response as to whether you acknowledged that you had mine for 20.
I think I have yours, Miss Jones. We just need to
Andy
schedule.
Rose
We
have
just
that
need to
same
schedule.
problem.
Okay. If you're in my group, Rhodes, you're in Melissa's group. Miss Jones, you're in my group.
Ms. Rhodes, I don't have yours yet.
I think I have yours, Miss Jones.
Okay, and the
So we just
reason
need we just need to schedule an appointment for you to come in.
okay,
Yep.
now, here's what I need
What
to
about
share
Miss
with you.
Patterson?
Can you hear me?
Hold
Okay.
on.
Hold on, everybody.
Hello?
So why don't y'all just after this meeting, give us a call so that we can
Yeah.
tell you what you need, okay? Or we'll give you a
Okay.
call and tell you what you need. Ladies, if y'all can mute your phones, please.
Did you put some in your hand?
Thank you. Mute your phones.
Constance,
So we'll give you a call after the meeting.
Yeah,
'cause
Miss
I'm trying
Jones.
to-
please
Jones,
let me
just
say this. Please let me say this before
Yeah.
I'm trying not to cry. I'm not in Dallas right now. I'm in North
Okay.
Carolina. I have a son with COVID on the ventilator, and
Oh, okay.
I'm
Sorry.
on standby to return home on the 2nd.
Okay. Why don't
So,
you give us a
yeah,
call
just
when you
Miss
get back?
Jones, we can talk about this privately. So if you want to, after the meeting today,
Okay.
we'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So we'll give y'all a call and tell y'all what y'all need and if we have your paperwork and everything. All right, timesheets. Everybody's been doing really well turning in timesheets and everything. I just want to have some reminders that make sure if you are at home that you get the signature, the initials from your client here, and also a signature from your clients here. So just make sure you get the signatures here and the initials here. So just make sure you do that if you are in homes. If you're not at home, don't worry. Or if you're doing virtual phone calls, don't worry about that. Only if you're physically seeing your clients. Training. I know a lot of y'all are not putting your training hours in. So make sure you put your training hours in. I have it, but I definitely need to make sure you put your training hours in. Okay. And also, it's not on here. Every time you come to the office, put how many times you come to the office and the date. It's not here on this timesheet, but put your travel time. So if some of y'all are coming in on the 30th, put that y'all are coming here on the 30th. So I just want to remind you to do that. Anybody have any questions about timesheets?
Melissa, where do we put the traveling on there?
It's cut off, but it's right here next to leave time.
Okay.
It's right here.
Like when we come over there to sign our sheets.
Yeah, it says travel, it says car, or if you're doing paratransit, just put it right there on the date that you come.
Okay.
Do you have a bus that's coming that way now?
The bus,
we just got some new information about that yesterday.
We would have to do some research on it.
Yeah, we have to look at it.
We have to look at it and double check on that. But I just wanted to remind y'all of that information. Do y'all have any questions about that?
No. Was Martin Luther King a holiday for us or no?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
For Melissa, did you mention for those that are in the home?
What?
Getting the client signature.
Yeah.
You did mention that, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just make sure you get your signatures for your client. So just wanted to make sure you're getting those signatures. Reminder. Go ahead.
Do I put my traveling time down for when I came to the office?
Yes, ma'am. Every time you come to the office. I mean, unless y'all don't want to get paid for it.
No, I do want to get paid for it, but it's
It's
not.
up to y'all. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. Yeah.
It's more.
Uh-huh.
It's more than 10 miles. So that was the reason why I was asking, do I just use the minimum of 10 or do I use the actual time travel?
No, just go ahead and put how many you do because we have it on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wait a minute.
Melissa,
Hold on. Okay, Miss Flores had her hand up. Go ahead.
yeah, like me, I do more than 10 miles.
I get your information from VNA itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but when I go to the office, I put more the miles I do, or
Yeah, no, just go ahead and just put the number of trips because I think we have it on the computer.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
All right. Anybody else?
When coming to the office, how
I
you just
wanted to
put
get on the
by
list.
car? Just check how you
Ms.
travel.
Pearson wants to get on
Just
the
how
list.
you travel, how many trips you make. It's by trip. So you make
5
one
trips.
trip. So
Is
one
that
trip.
round trip?
It's round trip. So one trip.
Okay.
Where is Miss Melanie? We miss her.
I know. We've been sending her messages that you miss her and everything. But we're almost done. Okay, let me just finish this. Okay. So again, just make an appointment with us, and we'll give you a call for reminders for the paperwork next week. If you're interested in any step, give us a call. And don't forget, timesheets are due by the 5th of the month. Is there any other questions?
I wanted to say something. You guys are, when we give you guys these timesheets, I don't know what you guys are doing, but we get more calls requesting multiple timesheets after we've already given you timesheets. So we're hoping that you guys will please try to keep up with them. A lot of you came to the Christmas party and we gave out January timesheets at the Christmas party. And we got so many calls saying, I don't have my January timesheet, but you were at the Christmas party. So you guys be mindful. We are a small team, and to have to fill these calls for, I lost my timesheet. What's the phone number? What's all that kind of information that's already on your newsletter that we send out to you every 2 weeks. Phone numbers are on there. The information for the Zoom, for in-services in there. And you guys try to keep up with your timesheets.
We've tried. Okay. Let me say, we've tried giving you 3 months out.
Yeah.
1 month out. The month of. I don't know what is easier for y'all. What is easier for y'all? Is it easier to give you all 3 months? Is it easier to send it the beginning of the month? Is it easier? I mean, the end of the month prior to? What's easier?
Well, you know, I told Melissa,
Uh-huh.
is it the same person all the time? Because I've never done that, and I'm not.
We're not. I mean, this is just in general. This is just in general.
Right.
Well, Melissa, for me, it's easier for me to send out all 3 of them at the same time.
Okay.
So I can put them in the same spot.
And it was confusing to me.
What, to get all 3?
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm just trying to make it easier for everybody.
And
Whatever's
that's
easy.
impossible.
Yeah.
Well, when you get it, if you guys have we gave you guys a notebook, I think.
Yeah.
And we gave that to you to help you keep up with your paperwork. So that may be an idea if you have that notebook to maybe get that out and start sticking your papers in there when you get them so that you don't lose them.
Yeah.
Or putting it on your refrigerator, whatever you need to do. And those timesheets have the months on them, so you know which month it is. So if we send you 3 at one time, they're dated with the months,
Right.
so you can look at that and figure out which one it is.
Under the mattress.
So yeah, it's just that, it's we get a lot of phone calls about that. And if we don't call you back right away, I'm just gonna speak for me. If Constance don't call you back right away because you called and asked for a phone number, you know why? Because their phone number's on that newsletter.
That's right. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Get that newsletter and get that phone number, or get that fax
That's
number.
right.
But so I don't mean to be mean or anything like that, but it's just that we have, a lot of things to do, and to have to return phone calls for things like that is
That's not mean.
be a little tedious.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
May I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I know you said you're gonna call us. If you're not calling
I'm
us to make the
leaving.
appointment, then we could call by tomorrow. To
Sure.
make an
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And if
Oh.
we have to call after 1?
that's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. Well,
We
I'll
let
wait to
you-
see if you're gonna call, and then
we-
if not, I'll call you tomorrow.
Because we usually try to have after our meeting here, we try to recap everything, and then we go to lunch, and then we come back. So that's what we always
Right.
try to. We always try to recap what we did, so that for next in service, whatever we missed today, we try to make sure we get it for next meeting. So
Yeah.
we always recap, make sure we get everything we needed to do.
But I am going to be calling my group. The
Yeah.
rest of the ones that I haven't called, I'll be calling you guys today. So
Well, I don't know whose group I'm in,
who is this?
Miss
So
Farley.
basically,
Part of
I
your
have
group.
Okay.
from M all the way down. So if your letter starts from M, I'm down and down. I have a
And
few up here, like Cornell and Dixon and a few
Miss
up there.
Farley, you might be. Well, maybe
You,
I
Miss
said
Farley, I think Miss Farley, you're
Yeah.
with me.
Melissa. That's
Oh,
right.
Okay.
I just have a
I'm
few.
in Constance.
I
I'm
have
in
a few.
Constance group, right?
Yeah, I have a
Really in
Yes,
here.
yes.
sprinkled. I have a few sprinkled up here, but mostly M all the way down. So.
Okay.
All
All right.
Oh, okay.
So.
I have a question.
I have a question.
Hello?
Uh-huh.
Hello?
On the back of my letter, all it have is staff contact, Constant Paris and Melissa Gomez. It doesn't have the fax number. I have to get one of those old ones to get the fax number off.
I sure did leave off that fax number on this one, did it? Well, the next newsletter will have the fax number.
Okay.
I think I sort of cut that off. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Okay.
pointing it out, Miss Haynes.
Who was just talking, saying hello, Miss Parker? Who's Miss Parker?
Yeah, who is Miss Parker?
Who's registered under Pam Parker? Or
Is
has
that
a
Miss
device?
Anderson? Miss Anderson, is that you?
No, I just tapped to Shirley Jones.
No,
But
Miss Jones, we got you.
Miss Anderson, are you on here? If you're muted, unmute yourself.
Can you hear Miss Green?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I just make sure I'm on it.
Miss
Okay,
Anderson, are you on here?
Who's
Yes.
Okay, Miss Anderson, is that is it Parker you?
Pam Parker, I've been trying to take that off. I don't know
Okay.
how.
Okay.
Okay, I got you. Okay. And then who is the one that says fire tablet?
I think that's Miss who did we
Miss
say that
Sasser.
was?
Okay, Miss Sasser.
Sasser, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right, ladies. So
I have a question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Miss Jackson.
May I ask you and Miss Constance a question after everybody leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Hope I'm on mute.
All right, ladies.
I'm not.
So you will have a remind for the training next week, and so if y'all are interested in that, that goes for your training hours. So just letting you know that. Ms. Anderson, did you have a question or anything?
Yeah, the only thing that I'd like to know is if I can bring that paper for my husband.
Yes, Miss
Yes,
Stanson. Yeah.
That'll be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't bring it until Monday.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I think You're in my group, so if I haven't called you, I think we already made an appointment, didn't we?
No?
Okay, well, I'll check it. I'll call you.
Okay.
All right, ladies.
So
All right.
today
We're almost done.
Can one of you give me a call after the meeting or after one?
We'll give y'all a call after 1. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We're almost done.
Okay.
I know y'all are probably tired. Long meeting.
Story's finna come on.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah,
And how
no,
much time do we put down for this?
y'all gonna put 2 hours.
2 hours.
You're like
Yeah.
3.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay, surprise.
2 hours for today.
Yeah, no,
Well, you'll see why you had to wait.
okay, surprise. You're not surprised about seeing the word surprise?
I am.
Okay.
What is a surprise?
Oh, how
Melanie.
Oh,
Look at
Cute.
handsome.
Oh,
It's
man.
so precious now.
He is handsome.
oh,
Isn't
My
he?
goodness.
so look at his little handsome self.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, he is so handsome.
He's starting to look like Melanie, isn't he?
Yeah. My goodness.
I'm telling you, that was such
And
a
now
great
you can
surprise.
see Melanie. And now
That's
you can see
Melanie.
Yeah.
How are you? We miss you.
I miss y'all. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Melanie.
Looking good. Still smiling.
Good to see you.
It's so good to see y'all. How are y'all doing?
Doing great.
Doing
How
good.
you doing?
Doing good.
I'm doing well. Listen, I've been lurking. I've been lurking in the background. I didn't know I was here, but before I get into, I have an announcement to share with y'all. Before I do that, though, y'all please give grace to Constance and Melissa. And I just want to take a minute.
Yes.
Can y'all give them at home a round of applause because they have been
Yay.
holding
Yes.
things down. And I just have to say, I love y'all, but y'all not easy. y'all are a lot of work, and they've been holding it down. So I wanna shout out and take a minute to just say how much I appreciate them, because I've had a lot going on in my world, and I just needed to take a step back to make sure that I was okay. So that I could be okay for myself first, but then also for that cute little face y'all just saw. And so I know y'all have been praying for me, and I appreciate that, and sending me love. I have felt that, but I just wanted to take a minute to recognize and say publicly how much I appreciate Constance and Melissa and their support. They've been reaching out. I know they've been thinking about us and praying for us too. And they've been holding down and taking care of you all, who I adore so much. And so while I was out, y'all, I was presented an opportunity.
No, you know.
Uh,
No.
So, and I have decided to accept another position. And I'm going to be leaving the senior source.
Oh my gosh.
I told you no.
Where you leaving?
No.
Where are you
Where are you
going?
leaving?
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
I'm going down the street to Texas Capital Bank, where I will still be working in the nonprofit space and engaging their staff in volunteerism. This is so hard for me, and I'm doing my best to hold it together, because y'all have given me for the last 7 years.
You're doing better than I am.
Y'all have given me a reason.
Thank you, Lord.
God bless you. We
No
are
reason.
happy for you. Very
Y'all have
happy
given,
for you.
y'all have given me a reason every day to get up. And
Mm-hmm. God bless you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. God bless you.
Help her, Lord. Help her.
Mm-hmm.
Strengthen her, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of y'all know
Melody?
this, but my mother passed away when I was 12 years old.
Hmm.
And when I was becoming a mother, you all just, I know she sent y'all to me and to Miles.
Lord have mercy.
Well,
And
Melissa,
I'm so grateful for the ways that y'all have encouraged me. I could not have I could not have asked God for a better opportunity than to get to know y'all and to work with y'all. Y'all have been a joy and are a joy to me. So I'm gonna say this because I will keep crying thinking about this. This is not goodbye, because y'all have been collected. Y'all are collected. Y'all are my family. I'm not letting y'all go that easy just because I'm going to another job. I'm gonna share my information in the next newsletter, so y'all will have, some of y'all already have my number actually. So those of you who have my number, please stay in touch with me, please. And I'm gonna make sure it's in the next newsletter so that those of you who don't have it can have it. But I just love y'all. I love y'all so much. I really do. And to have had the opportunity to, everybody doesn't get an opportunity to do work that matters and it's purposeful, and then to get to do it with amazing people like you all. I am so blessed and so grateful that my journey and our paths have crossed. And but I do know, when God does something, his hand is in it.
Yes.
So I wasn't even looking for a job. There's just been some things that have happened that I know that this is the path that God has placed me on. And so I'm saying yes, because I want to be obedient.
Yes.
And so it's hard to say yes when it means saying no and essentially leaving you all. But I know that this is the right decision. And like I said, this is not goodbye. This is see you later in a different way.
Okay.
So I know y'all probably got a million questions, so I will stop talking. So if you
don't
have
let them
any
start asking
questions,
questions. We'll never get
No,
off.
we can't ask no questions. We can't ask questions.
I have one question.
Yes.
When is your actual last day?
Monday.
What? So soon.
Oh,
so soon.
That doesn't give me enough time to try to persuade you. Oh, Melanie.
Well, I want to say congratulations.
You.
And we're glad that the
Congratulations
Lord
you and your
Yeah,
new endeavor.
congratulations to
our
you.
lives.
Melody. We need
Yes.
an update on the baby because he's handsome.
Y'all, he's so
handsome.
funny. Thank you. He's growing like a weed. His birthday. So I have made a promise to everybody here in the building that like I said, y'all have been collected. So the first in-service y'all have back in this building, Constance and Melissa, I already know to let me know because it's on my calendar. I'm coming to see and hug and kiss on y'all's faces. Like I will be there. Okay.
Good.
And I will try to bring Miles with me, but he is awesome, y'all. He's just growing and full of energy, and he's funny and kind, and he's just an amazing little boy.
Melanie?
Yes.
This is Mary Williams.
Yes.
When
ma'am.
someone asked Melissa about you, I knew something was going on.
Yeah, me
When
too,
she
because
gave
she
me the
didn't answer right.
She did it real neat. And I said,
She didn't
then
answer
something
right.
going on. I didn't know what it was, but I caught it.
Me too.
That was Annie Rose because I miss her and I love her.
I love you all too. I love you all too. I do.
Yeah.
When is Miles' birthday?
March 28th. So he'll be 4 in a couple of months. He'll be
March
4 years old.
Okay.
Melanie,
Yes.
when you were out on maternity leave, I was trying to get into Senior Source to talk to you, but you were gone and you didn't come back for a while. I'm like, okay, do I join this group or what? Then you said you were on maternity leave, so I had to wait. Miles, he's 4.
He will be 4. He'll be 4 years old.
I'll be with the Senior Source 4 years then.
Yep. I just, so much has happened in my life in the time that I've been here. This whole organization has been a huge part of my journey. And I told them yesterday that, you know, I'm just grateful. I recognize that everybody does not have that type of experience that I've had with you all. And I'm so grateful.
Melody.
Yes.
This is Mrs. Anderson.
Yes, Miss Anderson.
I am so thankful. Excuse me. To have met you. And I really love both of you and your son.
Thank you, Miss
And we'll
Anderson.
always remember you.
Thank you, Miss Anderson. So do y'all have pen and paper?
Okay.
Yes.
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 It's going to be in the newsletter too, but I'm going to give y'all my number. Okay.
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 I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
469 248 5494.
549.
469
469
248 5494.
469 548
248.
248.
One more time, please.
469 248 5494. 5494.
Melanie, this is Miss Haynes.
Yes, Miss Haynes.
I just want to let you know how much I thank you and appreciate you for what you did for me when I was going through those things. And I just want to say thank you and may God continue to bless you.
Thank you, Miss Haynes.
Always be in my prayers. You and
Thank
Mom.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Haynes. I appreciate that.
Melanie,
Yes, ma'am.
how am I going to celebrate my birthday?
Well, you have my number now. Just call me. Just call me, birthday
Melody.
twin. Yes.
Now, this is Miss Anderson again. Did you get Miles' birthday card?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Melanie,
Yes.
this is your past Miss Farley. You have really been a blessing to me. Just sometimes just looking at you was a blessing to me.
Miss Farley.
Yes, and I'm going to truly miss you, but I really am happy for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and may God ever bless you.
Thank you, Miss Farley. I know where y'all live. Don't be surprised if I just show up.
Well, you're more than welcome.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Y'all, I thought I got all my crying out this morning on the way here, but I guess not. Like, trust me, the way that y'all feel about me, I feel the exact same way about each of you. I really do. Y'all have been my angels. And so just know I'm not letting y'all go that easily. So don't think just because if you call the senior source, you won't get my voice, or that, that I'm not here at the senior source, that I'm no longer part of your life. This is just see you later. I promise, because I just refuse to let you go. I'm laughing because Gretchen is standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gretchen.
Yeah, they're Gretchen.
Oh boy, gonna be in trouble. Melanie, Lucy Watson, God bless you. I'll talk to you later.
Want to tell them?
It's finna be a...
Oh, wait, let me take it.
I said, I'll talk to you later. Love you. Lucy.
Love you, Bob.
Hey, how many of y'all shed some tears when Melanie? I'm assuming you already made it.
Yes.
How many of y'all shed some tears when Melanie made her announcement?
I'm still teary-eyed.
Yeah.
My heart is broken.
Yep.
I cried too. So, but all I'm saying, I sent Melanie a message saying, I don't think anybody shed any tears when I left.
Oh, yes.
I did not get a standing ovation when they announced
Uh-huh.
that I was going to become director, and I did not get any tears when I announced that I was leaving.
But you're still there. You just moved up.
Yeah.
They said you're still here. You just moved up.
I didn't move up, I just moved over.
Melanie,
We still miss you, Gretchen.
Melanie, I had been crying. That's why I asked about you, because I kept missing you. And I was crying and crying. I wanted to know where you were. Now I know, but I'll miss you. I was one of your first. Don't forget it.
You were in my first class.
I know. I'm going to miss her too. And I miss y'all. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Gretchen.
Is Miss Bashir still on here?
Melanie, I don't know if you remember. You know, I'm kind of fiery, you know. And when I got told me, you said, okay, Miss Mabry, put your rocks back in your pocket. That was too funny. You know, you need people in your life to tell you the truth, okay? And you did that. It was so funny to me, and I told my daughter about it. She said, yeah, Mama, she know you. She told me to put my rocks back in my pocket. That was too funny. I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah.
I am gonna miss y'all. Well, I expect my phone to be blowing up in a